My deeply cherished and treasured souls, Sussex Squad Forever family, buckle up for this latest tantalising, mind-boggling and thought-provoking episode. Now I came across a news that says Kate Middleton, the Mrs. Doolittle, shares more details about her separation from the lazy slumlord Bullion. Has the slumlord cheated again? Wonders shall never end with this monarchy. Let's dissect this issue. Now, the royal family's media machine has long been adept at crafting a fairy tale narrative around the lives of its most high-profile members. Bullion and Mrs. Doolittle's relationship has been no exception, with an endless stream of carefully curated photo ops and scripted statements designed to project an image of domestic bliss and unwavering unity. However, a closer look behind the glittering veneer reveals a far more complex and unsettling reality. The vacant stares, the frostbitten smiles, and the stilted interactions between the once-adored couple tell a story far more powerful than the palace's polished PR. The public can no longer be fooled by the layers of deception and the calculated maneuverings of the royal courtiers. The truth speaks volumes in the silence, the avoidance, and the strategic distancing that have become hallmarks of Mr. and Mrs. Doolittle's public engagements. Sudden disappearances from the spotlight, only to resurface with vague damage control announcements through the media, further perpetuate the facade as the royal establishment desperately clings to the illusion of unity. The tabloid machinations reek of a desperate attempt at image control, a frantic choreography of public relations to maintain the veneer of a harmonious royal household. But the truth is there for all to see, if only we dare to look beyond the glittering veneer. The time has come to cast aside the fairy tales and confront the cold, hard reality. A reality that challenges the very foundations of the monarchy's carefully curated public persona. The royal family's PR stunts have reached a new level of desperation, as their machinations now reek of a frantic, almost theatrical attempt to control the narrative. The carefully choreographed image of a flawless royal household is crumbling, and the once polished veneer daily shows cracks. Sudden disappearances from the public eye, followed by vague and hollow announcements, only fuel the sense that the facade is crumbling beneath the weight of its own pretense. The subtle yet unmistakable signs of discord and distance between Mr. and Mrs. Doolittle have become too obvious to ignore, with the public no longer buying into the scripted smiles and lavish tours that once masked the tension. The royal establishment's reliance on myth-making, perception management and distraction tactics is becoming painfully transparent. The truth, no matter how hard they try to suppress it, is slowly seeping through the cracks. The fairy tale image they've so carefully crafted has shattered, leaving the public to confront the cold, hard reality of the fractures that exist behind the scenes. The silence, the strategic distancing and the avoidance speak volumes, exposing the raw truth that no amount of PR spin can disguise. The royal family's desperate PR stunts are growing more transparent by the day, a frantic dance of image control meant to prop up the illusion of a united, harmonious household. But the truth is staring us in the face, if we dare to look past the glittering surface. The hollow gazes, the frozen smiles, the awkward silences, they speak volumes, telling a story far more powerful than any polished statement or orchestrated photo op ever could. The royal establishment's obsession with myth-making and controlling perception is unravelling, and it's becoming impossible to ignore the web of deceit they've spun. The public is no longer fooled by their calculated moves and layers of illusion. It's time to shatter the fairy tale facade and confront the brutal truth. The reality is crystal clear in the uncomfortable silences, the careful avoidance, and the deliberate distancing between the once beloved couple. The image they've worked so hard to create is falling apart, and the world is watching as it crumbles under the weight of its own dishonesty. The palace courtiers, with their calculated maneuverings and underhanded tactics, have been working overtime to keep up the illusion of royal unity. But their desperate efforts are falling apart at the seams. The more they try to spin their carefully crafted narratives, the more their transparency becomes impossible to ignore. Instead of securing the monarchy's image, they've only succeeded in eroding public trust. Their obsession with maintaining a picture-perfect facade, full of carefully staged events and hollow gestures, is painfully obvious to anyone paying attention. The public is no longer blind to their manipulative games, and the more they attempt to control the narrative, the more they expose their true intentions. The royal household is no longer the polished image they want it to be. It's a hollow shell of calculated PR stunts, and the courtiers' shameless attempts to manipulate the truth have only made them look more out of touch with the reality the public sees. The palace courtiers have engaged in calculated maneuverings, deliberately attempting to maintain the illusion of unity within the royal household. But the growing transparency of their tactics has only served to erode public trust. The vacant stares, the frost-bitten smiles, and the stilted interactions between the once adored couple speak volumes, betraying the facade of domestic bliss carefully curated for the cameras. The royal establishment's reliance on myth-making and perception management has become increasingly transparent, as the public can no longer be fooled by the layers of deception and the strategic distancing employed by the palace. The spotlight is on, and the truth can no longer be contained. The fairy tale has given way to a stark reality that demands to be confronted. Bulliam's actions, particularly the affair with Lady Rose Hanbury, speak volumes about the hypocrisy and lack of integrity within the royal family. While the monarchy demands loyalty and propriety from the public, Bulliam's behaviour undermines those very values. The slumlord has always been tired of Kate and wants more. He even stoops so low and attacks his brother's wife, Meghan Sussex. The affair isn't just a personal betrayal, it's a devastating blow to the image of the royal family, which is built on ideals of honour and respect. His actions have torn apart the carefully curated narrative of the perfect royal life, exposing a deep hypocrisy that's hard to ignore. The public's trust in the institution has already been shaken, and this scandal only adds fuel to the fire, highlighting the stark contrast between the royal facade and the cold, messy reality behind it. William's attack on Meghan, his brother's wife, is nothing short of a betrayal, revealing a shocking lack of loyalty and decency. Instead of supporting his brother and standing by his family, Bulliam's actions have only served to deepen the divide and expose the ugly undercurrent of resentment within the royal family. Meghan, who has faced relentless public scrutiny and criticism, didn't deserve to be attacked by a member of her own family. The supposed unity of the royal household is nothing more than a mirage, and William's actions have shattered any illusion of harmony. His behaviour reflects a toxic, self-serving attitude, more focused on maintaining the royal image than on supporting his own flesh and blood. The public sees this, and it's hard not to question his motives, especially when the attack on Meghan seems rooted in nothing more than jealousy, insecurity, and a desperate need to control the narrative. It's a move that speaks volumes about the royal family's dysfunction and the lengths some will go to protect their own interests, even at the cost of family and loyalty. The royal establishment's obsession with myth-making and managing perceptions has been laid bare, revealing the stark contrast between their carefully scripted statements and the cold reality playing out before us. The demand for transparency and accountability has reached a crescendo, and the layers of deception can no longer be upheld. The spotlight is on, and the truth is slipping free, impossible to contain any longer. The once immaculate illusion of royal unity, meticulously crafted by the palace PR machine, has crumbled, exposing the raw truths the family has long tried to bury. The power of reality to dismantle this facade is undeniable, leaving the public to confront the uncomfortable truths hiding beneath the glossy surface of royal domestic bliss. Thank you all for watching. Share your thoughts in the comment section. You are deeply loved and treasured by your host Tyler. Thanks for your support. See you in the next video. Goodbye.